Hello, everybody. We got to bring it in. We got to have a meeting. We've definitely got to have a meeting. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Hello, Welsh Stacy, Ange, everybody. Hello, Deb. It's time for a meeting. We gotta have a major discussion. I'm not liking what I'm seeing today. I'm not liking it at all. We gotta have a talk. All right. First and foremost, the possible sighting of Sebastian Rogers. Okay, that's more so what this is going to be about. Everybody's got an opinion, right? But are we at the point where our opinions are clouding everything? I mean, are we going overboard with opinions? Because I think so. I think so. Here's what this meeting is all about, all right? And I'm going to repeat this because I said this in a video already. It is not up to us to determine if a sighting is Sebastian. The only people that it is up to is Seth Rogers, Katie Proudfoot, and law enforcement. Have I made myself clear? Does everybody understand? Does everybody understand that? It is not up to us. It is not up to us. You can have your opinion all day long. And I'm extremely concerned that this has become such a problem with past sightings that this is why people aren't reporting more sightings of Sebastian. There should be more. Everybody in this world got a twin. Everybody in this world got a twin. Everybody can look like somebody. There is absolutely zero reason why this child hasn't had more sightings. And the only conclusion I can come to is exactly what I've seen from the most recent one posted last night. That everybody's opinion is outweighing their decision to record, to photograph, to yell his name, to contact 911. It's ridiculous. Is that why we don't have more sightings of him? Is that why? I'm asking. Who thinks that might be why? Everybody's scared to be wrong? It doesn't matter, guys. Seth Rogers is on his way to Virginia right now to go see if he can find this person. Because obviously, checking it out is important. We don't know what Sebastian looks like right at this moment. We have no freaking idea. All we have seen of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers are younger photos. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. Younger photos and a Texas Roadhouse video from 15 months ago that we couldn't even clearly see his face then. And you people are sitting here, oh, it's not him. It's not him. It's not him. Did you birth him? Did he come out of your hoo-ha? No. I'm just annoyed. I'm really annoyed, y'all. I'm really getting annoyed. If it's not him, I am just happy at the fact that somebody took a video, whether it was a good one or not. They called law enforcement. Yes, they did. Even though people are constantly still asking me, I done told y'all 1,000 times now, the person that took the video called law enforcement. Okay? I done told y'all that. But people keep saying it anyway. But I'm just thankful that somebody saw something and they did something. That is what is supposed to be happening with this case. And everybody's got something to say about it. Everybody's got an opinion today. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Let Seth go do what he has to do as a father. Let Seth go track it down. Let him go see if he thinks that's his son. Obviously, something sparked an interest in him for him to go drive to Virginia. Don't y'all think? Now, you got SF Investigates over on X saying Katie Proudfoot looked at the video and says it's not him. Chris and Katie say it's not him. But I didn't see them get their asses up off the couch and go drive to Virginia to go check. Right? So at least one parent is doing that. So let's not be a Chris and Katie Proudfoot, okay? Let's not be them and sit here and say, it's not him. Not a single one of y'all were standing in this kid's face to determine it. Let's not be a Chris and Katie Proudfoot, y'all. Let's not do it. Thank you, Tracy. Exactly, cutie patootie. You don't know till you go look. And people are having a hissy fit right now. I just don't understand. I got people telling me that this person had a goatee. How in the ever-loving F can you tell that? Oh my God. I'm about to lose my mind. I'm seriously about to lose my mind. How in the hell can you tell that video of that person had a goatee? You couldn't even see the front of the face. Is everyone out of their mind? Is everybody okay? Like, what? OMG. Yes, Tracy, thank you. Even if he did have hair on his chin, Sebastian is maturing and it is possible. Sebastian is maturing and it is possible. Huh? Is this a replay or an actual life so I've chopped? I have no idea what you're saying, Rachel, respectfully. You guys are gonna, my blood pressure is up. I had to take an extra pill this morning. Okay, this is not all right. Yes, according to SF Investigates, Katie Proudfoot has seen the video and has claimed it is not Sebastian. Again, she didn't get her ugly rear end up off the couch to go and actually look. So, there that is. We don't know. I'm going to sound like Eric Craddock right now. We don't know what we don't know, damn it. We don't know what we don't know. If Seth's going to go check, I'm comfortable with that. I'm happy with that. If it turns out not to be Sebastian, I don't feel bad about it. You know why? Because somebody had Sebastian on their mind enough to recognize that there was somebody out there that might look like him. And that's all that should matter. That is all that should matter. It opens up a conversation about Sebastian Rogers. If Seth goes down there today and he goes to talk to the attendants at the Valero gas station, asking to see video footage of their parking lot so that he can determine if this person is his child or not. Guess what? That opened a conversation and more people now know about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. What is wrong with people? What is seriously wrong with some of these people that are commenting what they're commenting? You should see it over in the Justice for Sebastian Facebook group. That's what I'm really mad about. I'm not even so much mad at y'all. I'm mad about them over there. And then I got somebody that had the nerve to say to me, they should have contacted Seth first. How in God's name do you expect us to do that? How? Nobody can get in touch with Seth unless you're in Seth's little circle. And guess what? His little circle of creators are not the ones that found that video in a Bookface group. They are not the ones that found it. And so how in the world do you expect outsiders to contact him when they don't have his direct line? All right. I said in the video, guys, at night, you can't freaking get in touch with anybody. Okay, that's the number that Seth and them want you to call, but yet nobody answers the phone. You leave a message, nobody gets back to you. Right? Nobody gets back to you. So how the F do you expect somebody to get in touch with Seth Rogers at 9 o'clock at night and say, hey, somebody saw somebody that might look like Sebastian. Here's the video. Do what you need to do. I wish we could do that. I wish that was an option. But he's surrounded himself with only a few people and only given a few people the ability to contact him. And they ain't the ones that found it. You understand now? Right, Slim Shady. And I know nobody wants to hear this, but I'm going to read it anyway. Slim Shady says, if Sebastian left on his own volition and is in a homeless situation, he could be under the overpass. Sebastian could be anywhere. No, you know why nobody wants to think about that? You know why, Slim Shady? Because nobody wants to be wrong. Nobody wants to admit that it's a possibility because they don't want to be wrong. They want to think that Chris and Katie unalived Sebastian. That's what they want to think. That's how I'm going to start looking at it. That's what happens when you're closed-minded. You don't want to consider that he could possibly still be out there. You don't want to consider it because you're too damn closed-minded. So they won't give it a second look because they don't want to be wrong. And that is bullshit. Anyway, Ange said, was that bags he had on his arm? It was hard for me to tell. It looked like some sort of like one of those reusable bags that you take to the grocery store if you don't want to use their bags. It looks like something like that. He could have found that stuff anywhere if that was him, you know? Yes, Melinda. Seth is allegedly on his way to Bristol, Virginia to check this out. And it's not far from Henderson. It's only about a 4 to 4.5 hour drive from Hendersonville to Bristol, Virginia. It's almost a straight line, and you can actually take, I believe, parts of the interstate that ran through Hendersonville right there. You can take that to get there. It's almost a straight shot if you look at it on a map. Almost a straight shot. This gas station was right off of exit 7 in Bristol, Virginia. Lots of truck stops around there. Lots of them. Lots of gas stations, lots of truck stops. Right, Slim Shady. We need to remember Sebastian is 16. He's not 3 years old. He's capable of caring for himself. The autism part of his diagnosis, he didn't get diagnosed until very recent before his disappearance, guys. He wasn't diagnosed with autism his entire life. All right, so it's very possible this kid. Have you ever seen? Somebody brought this to my attention last night. I think it was Matt. Matt and I were conversating last night after this video came out. I actually shared the video with him so that he could post it up, and then he contacted Sumner County Sheriff's Office. All right, but he and I were talking. How many of you have watched that show where autistic people are in the dating world? I think it's on TLC. I forget what the name of it is. Okay. But how many of you have seen that show where these kids, you know, they grow up, they're autistic, but they grow up. Okay, Ashley, thank you. Love on the Spectrum. I couldn't think of the name of it for the life of me. Love on the Spectrum. Some of them are worse off than Sebastian Rogers in terms of their autism. Exactly, Lindsay. You can't compare them. But some of them are worse off. And yet they're dating. They're on a reality TV show and they're dating. Some of them have their own apartment. Some of them drive. And you all think that Sebastian Rogers couldn't survive out there on his own? If you haven't watched that show, you need to watch it. That's everybody's homework. Watch that show. Watch that show. And no, I'm not discounting all of the stuff that we've learned in the last 15 months about Chris and Katie Proudfoot. I'm not letting go of that. Yes, and I keep telling you guys, on one side of me, I believe they may have done something. On the other side of me, I have to look at this as Sebastian could still be out there. That's the only right thing to do. It's the only right thing to do. I don't want to give this kid a death sentence without knowing for sure. None of you should want to do that either. So let's just be open-minded. If it turns out not to be him, then okay, we go back to the drawing board. But we got to stop this with our opinions when it comes to somebody having a sighting. We got to stop this. All that should be said is, I'm praying for a good result. That's all that needs to be said. Your opinion doesn't need to be thrown around left and right. It's not him. It don't look like him. He's got a different jawline. He's got a different, it looks like he's got a goatee. This kid's heavier. His calves weren't that big before. Nobody needs to be saying all that. All that needs to be said is, I'm praying for the best result possible. And if you don't pray, then you ain't got to say it in that way. But, I'm hoping for the best result possible. I had to get on here. It was an emergency. Nobody needs to be being the way they are, being so critical. Now, the only thing I will be critical about is the fact that this lady I didn't hear nobody yelling Sebastian. Okay, and now her reasoning for it was that she didn't want to spook him. Because what if he really did leave on his own and he don't want to be found? So you yell his name, he might run. He might run from you. He might run from you. We don't know. So I can't blame her completely. I know me, I would have did it differently. I probably would have yelled his name, and if he ran from me, I would have hauled ass after him. Okay, I would have. But not everybody's the same. Not everybody's the same. So, and right, somebody just said, Val just said, there were cars in the intersection. You're right. Maybe she was being smart by not spooking him. Because if he would have ran, what happens if he gets hit by a car? All right? Everybody got to calm down. Just do. Diana said I would have followed him to see where he went. I agree. Now she says she had her kids in the car. And I can understand that too. What if this guy was a stranger? He's mentally unstable. What if it wasn't Sebastian and she's following him? You can't trust people these days as much as we want to. You can't. So, all I can say, she called it in. It has been made known. Seth Rogers is aware of it. Okay? We can only go by that right now. And if he says no, it's not him, again, it opened a conversation about Sebastian. It's got people looking. And I also want to say this. This person that posted the video, she posted it in a Layla Santinello group, which tells me this. It tells me she's not really a follower of the Sebastian Rogers case. Okay. So she may not really know who to contact. She may not have known what group to go to. She just knew, hey, I got this video. Maybe she saw this flyer posted in Layla's group before, because I have seen that. Maybe that's possible. And she just said, hey, I seen this flyer. This kid kind of looks like that kid. We don't know. Yes, respectfully, Rachel. Someone told the other side. Does her name by any chance start with a L? I'm not sure. I have to go back and look. We need to have this conversation because, and this isn't just for Sebastian. This is for any kid that goes missing. Any child that goes missing. You shouldn't be judging nothing. Look at, what was that case? The Madeleine McCann case. Even though they're saying now that they may have found evidence that she's deceased. But look at the Madison McCann case. She went missing years and years and years ago. And people are having sightings of an older version of her. Okay? And they're reporting that. They've reported that. So we can't be so judgmental. It's really sad. Angela Valdez, wait, what happened? I just got Wi-Fi and tuned in. Can I get an update? So we're talking about there was a possible sighting of Sebastian Rogers. Possible sighting. We don't know if it's him, but there was someone captured a video and it's been sent to law enforcement. Seth is now aware of it. And from what I understand, he's going to Virginia. He might even be there now. Who knows? To go and look and see if the person could be Sebastian. So that's what happened. Hi, John. Yes, the walk was kind of similar. So this live stream, the way I have it set up right here, I can't put photos or anything in it, but the video is already pinned to the top of my profile. So you can go back and watch the video there. Me too, Crystal. I pray it's him too. That was my whole point of this video was just, we don't know what he looks like right now. We don't. We've only been shown younger photos of Sebastian. This entire case We've seen nothing but young photos of Sebastian. So we don't know. Somebody said, I saw a comment. Somebody said the calf muscles are bigger. I'm like, oh my God. Do you guys not realize if this poor kid is out there and he's been walking, if this kid has been walking, doing a lot of walking, you don't think his calf muscles are going to blow up? Right, Crystal? We haven't even had a progressive pick. Yeah, and so the shoes looked a little odd. Now they were gray, okay? And from my understanding, the shoes that he had been wearing before he disappeared were gray. That was my understanding, but don't quote me on that. But the shoes that he had on in this that were in this video, the person was wearing in this video, they are gray. I can't tell. They're kind of like low tops. At one point to me, they almost looked like oh my God, what are they? Like those slip-on shoes, like almost like a clog or something. But then again, it's not clear. Okay, it's very blurry. The person was shaking all over the place when they filmed it. And so that's why I'm saying I can't tell. So I'm not going to sit here and judge, Angel Mom said Crocs maybe. One part of me said they look like sneakers. The other part of me said maybe something, yeah, like Crocs or something. But they looked gray in color. He had black shorts on. We heard that when Sebastian disappeared, he was wearing black pants. Who knows? He could have cut the pants off. It's hot out there. I think in Virginia yesterday, I heard it got up to almost like in the 80s. Skechers slip on to me, like me said, yeah. Tumblr saying Daniel did it, period. Well, Tumblr, we're not even in here talking about that case right now. That's not what we're talking about. And I'm not going to sit here and make assumptions at this point. I know, guys, we were supposed to do a live stream today on Lily and Jack Sullivan. Being as though all this has happened and I've been literally on this phone posting videos and replying to comments and doing this live stream, I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it today. I'm going to try. I've got some errands I've got to run today, this afternoon, very soon in the next hour or two. If I can get back from that, then we'll sit down and do the Lily and Jack live. If not, we'll have to schedule it for Tuesday. But I'll try. See what I can do. I wasn't expecting to have this happen with this possible sighting. Everything always throws off my plans. I don't understand. Adon says any update. Not from what I've seen. I really haven't had time to look at that case yet this morning to check for updates, but I will. I'll get you some updates at least. Thank you all for coming in. I just felt it was very important. I had to get this across. I just need everyone to realize it's so important. No matter what case we're talking about, if it involves a missing person, if there is a possible sighting out there anywhere, please, guys, don't worry about, the comparison stuff right from the door. Somebody brought up a really good point. Emily Smart. Everybody remember Emily Smart? She was taken by that crazy guy out of her bed, and he and his wife had her walking around wearing almost looking Muslim with like garb on. Do you know how many times they walked in public, in the public view, and nobody ever took a second look except for that one person? That one person took a second look and said she somewhat resembles Emily Smart. Called it in, and that is how she was found. But do you know how many other people in this world saw her before that? And didn't say anything, didn't take a second look because, oh, she's got this on. She's wearing like Muslim attire. Can't really see her hair, so I can't really tell if that's her or not. You know, stuff like that, guys. So many people could have found her before the person that did. But what happened? Everybody's being too judgmental, too opinionated, trying to compare. Oh, thank you for the name correction. Elizabeth Smart. Did I say Elizabeth or did I say Emily? I screwed it up. I know I did. So anybody could be him at this point. That's why I got on the video this morning and I said to you guys, I said, at this point in the game, if you see anybody that has blondish brown hair, you know, like that sandy blonde, about 5'5" or maybe a little taller by now, he could have grown in a year, about 120 pounds or more because he could have put weight on. If he's got black square frame glasses, you need to call it in because you just never know. That's all that should matter. All the other stuff shouldn't really matter too much. I wonder if anyone else seen this around there or seen him and just has not said anything. Possible. Yes, Lisa Davis. That's all we can do is pray that it's him. That's all we can do. Angel Mom said, I had to bow out of a live last night due to all the negative comparisons. I don't blame you. I'm really irritated with people. And I really think that is part of the problem. That's part of the problem why a lot of these kids aren't being found, because people are too opinionated about, you know, the photo that's taken compared to the last seen photo of this child, and these people want to think they're 100% in their investigating on it. You don't know unless you're in front of them. Okay? The only people that can make that determination are the parents and law enforcement together, not even separately. I wouldn't even trust Sumner County going to look by themselves without Seth and Katie. I wouldn't. Right, Luann. Way too many people on this app. Not just this app. They're doing it on Facebook right now. They're totally tearing that video apart. Over on YouTube, same thing. On X, same thing. They're tearing that video apart. Too many people saying, no, it's not him. And literally, I don't care if they're right. I just want someone to check it out. Cricket, it was an emergency meeting this morning, okay? We had to have an emergency family meeting because this should just, excuse my French, but it got out of control today. I had to take an extra blood pressure pill just because I was getting too upset. Too upset. People are not thinking with common sense. They're just not. They're just not. It's frustrating. Right. I think so too, Angela, because you know what? The family has ties to Virginia, no matter how you look at it. Chris Proudfoot used to live in various parts of Virginia. Katie Proudfoot's mother, I believe, lives in Virginia. I don't know if it's her mother or her sister. I want to say her mom. I had found an obituary of her sister that lived in Virginia. She's got other family members that live there. Okay? Not saying that, and you know, whether you think they did something to them or they didn't, it doesn't matter. It matters that they have it's been proven they all have ties to Virginia in some sort of way. And then here we are, someone takes a photo, thinks they see somebody that looks like Sebastian. Obviously, they thought it looked like him enough to take a video, even though it was probably one of the worst videos I've ever seen. But they tried. And I'm not going to fault them for that. Okay? And so we should be alerting everybody in Virginia. Absolutely. Seth is on his way there. Yes, Mysterious. Seth is on his way there to Virginia to check it out. Yes, he is. And again, for those of you just coming in, SF Investigates has shown the video to Katie Proudfoot and Chris Proudfoot, and they both say it's not him. Just from looking at that video. Didn't even get off their ass. Didn't even get off their ass to go look. Thank God for Seth. Seth won some brownie points from me today. Because he's driving out there to go check. Yeah, I agree. They don't want it to be him. I saw that, Melanie. Hold on. Cricket, you said something. Wait a minute. Wait. I got something to say, and I don't have enough comment room. Can I come up for 2 minutes? Yes, you can come up for 2 minutes. All right, guys. Cricket is going to come up here and speak her piece real quick. Yes, Cricket. Thank you. That's what I've been saying. I went over this here in our emergency meeting this morning. Anybody that could possibly look like Sebastian, you need to yell his name. See if he turns his head. Go ahead.
I mean, that's simple, right?
It's you would think it is, but at the same time, like I was telling them a few minutes ago, the lady that took the video claimed she didn't want to spook him. And then somebody brought up the point, there were cars driving by. If he would have took off running, he could have got hit by a car. So I understand that. But you could have followed him down a little bit, and then maybe yelled his name once he got to a safe point or something.
I just feel like you could have done something other than, which I appreciate the pictures and the videos, but I worry that that's problematic because once it's out to everybody, if someone is involved in it, like you just gave them a heads up,
Yeah, I get it. I mean, we're kind of at a point where we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. Because like somebody tried to come at us earlier because, oh well, it would have been great if Seth had known first before anybody else. Well, how the hell do you want us to get in touch with him?
Yeah, let me just dial him up on speed dial.
I mean, you got to go through 20 people to get to Seth.
Yeah, and then they decide if they want to bother him with it or if it'll be too hard for him or what. Like, no, fuck all that. That ain't gonna work.
No, it's not. So it's we can't judge people at this point. Just like we can't judge what the photo looks like. To some people, it don't look like him. To some, it does. It doesn't matter what we think. It matters what Seth, Katie, and law enforcement think. Unfortunately, I have to include her. She is his mother. But
and I mean, I'm one of those. Like I told you, I don't think it looks like him, but at the same time, I can't say that because I've only seen pictures of him from when he was fucking born.
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't know. Who am I to say what he looks like at 16?
That's what I'm saying. We don't know. And here's the thing. Somebody over in the Facebook group had said, oh, the jawline is more defined. Well, don't y'all remember the one picture that Seth put out of him not wearing glasses and his jawline was chiseled? Hello?
Hello? Who is this person to have studied this damn kid's jawline? What?
I'm just trying to tell you, this is a mess.
Yeah, it is. And it's like, I feel like the first thing you should do if you see a kid with those damn glasses that is a male and around that age, yell his name. Like, start there.
Yeah.
Or like slide him a note if you're, at dinner or something.
Yeah.
Like something before you go, putting it all over the internet. And they say they called law enforcement, but I mean, did they?
Well, even if they didn't, Matt did, because I was talking to Matt last night. I shared it with him first before I posted it. And then I posted it, and then he posted it, and me and him were talking, and he contacted Sumner County, and I think he called the TBI as well. But you can only leave messages, so we don't know.
Right.
It could be weeks before they finally check them. We don't know how many messages they've actually listened to.
Yeah, and they're
He
donating their
emailed
damn
it.
venomous blood at the moment, so they probably don't have much time.
Right. That's what I'm saying. To me, I don't have time to wait on them. I don't have time to wait on Seth's team to get the message to them. The fastest way I can do it is to put it out there and hope somebody sees them. Now, I'm glad I did because I have a follower that lives in that area, and
Right.
she said she was going to drive down there and see if she sees this person again. I would say go put up a flyer just in case.
Right.
You know what I mean? Put up a flyer right there at that gas station, because if this kid comes back through there, he sees it, he'll know somebody's looking for him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I don't know. It's a damn mess, and they're getting on my damn nerves. I know that.
Yeah.
I just feel like the silence is deafening, And I feel like it's either because they're super close to a break or they just don't want to admit that they're failing. And I feel like it's the latter.
Yeah. I do too.
Oh, did Matt tell you that I recruited him to quit going to college and work for Sumner County so that this could be over with?
Nobody should.
I said, you're going to be a cop now, Matt. Go ahead, pack your bags.
I think the three of us need to come up with some sort of organization that we go investigate, because this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, he told me he wanted to come down and he wanted to get you and us go search. I said, can you imagine? I don't know if y'all could handle me just bitching for hours straight, because I would.
We'll keep you at headquarters.
I would just be bitching. I would bitch about us, what we're looking for. I'd be bitching about the heat. I'd be afraid of snakes. But I mean, I'm down. I'm just giving everybody a warning.
Right. I agree. Mysterious, she said, posted flyers in the area. Yes. And you know what? I think that's what Seth will probably do. He's probably, even if he doesn't see the person again or doesn't get any results today, he most likely will put up a flyer or two. I mean, I would imagine. We can only
I bet
hope.
he'll wear his shirt too.
I bet he would too. Problem is, the photo on that shirt, again, younger version of
Oh, yeah. You're right. Shit.
Nobody sees the importance of these progressive photos need to get done. I mean, nobody.
Well, I know Chris don't, because he said, we could ask.
Oh yeah.
Motherfucker, why hadn't you asked? What are you doing?
Seth said the same thing, that they could try. They could talk to Jolie.
Okay, well, let's talk about asking and talk about trying instead of doing it. I mean, damn.
Uh-huh. I know. I hope they can get camera footage there too. It's just such a convenient spot if it was him, because it's nothing but truck stops and gas stations, and it's right off of the interstate. So it's that would be a place that I would imagine if Sebastian is really out there somewhere. You know what I mean? Because the truck stops got showers.
Right. And I wonder too, that bag, what's in it if he left everything at home,
Well,
Not that it matters. I'm just curiosity.
Yeah. I mean, like I was saying in the beginning of this live, I don't know how far in you got, but I was trying to say Sebastian did not always have this diagnosis of autism. It was recent before he disappeared. And what a lot of people are failing to realize, look at that show on TLC that I gave everybody homework. They need to go watch that show on TLC, Life on the Spectrum or whatever it is. Look at these
Love
kids.
on the Spectrum with Tanner. Tanner's my favorite.
They're dating. Some of them have their own apartments. Some of them drive. And I'm sorry, some of those kids are worse off on the spectrum than Sebastian, in my opinion.
Absolutely they are. My niece is also on the spectrum, and we really didn't notice for a long time or get her tested. Like she was always diagnosed with ADHD and then junior absence epilepsy, which is a whole different thing. But like she's about to graduate high school, she's about to go into a radiology program, but like she has all the things. Like she has the specific walk. She's very structured and routine based on her own. She's
Yeah.
very hyper fixated on certain things like how people park. But I mean, she drives and she's fully functional, you know.
Yeah. And
But
so
I
how
just
can
I
we
feel
say
like,
that?
but for this long, I don't feel like a teenager that isn't on the spectrum, honestly, like for 15 months, could be that far from home, just surviving and taking a
I
dashing
mean,
brisk walk through the town, you know?
when
Like, I don't know.
I was 16 and I ran away and I was about, I'd say a 2 hour drive from my mom's house
On
and
feet,
on feet.
damn, couldn't be me. I'm lazy.
You
Ain't
find
no
a
way.
way. I mean, you find a way.
Right, I guess if if there's cause to
I
run
found
away, that
somebody I could stay with eventually.
right.
Found a place to shower and clean up and all that. I mean,
Right.
it's possible. It's
And I
possible.
feel like there was cause for him to want to leave. I just feel like the time he left was it doesn't coincide for me. But I mean I wasn't there, you know?
Yeah. Well, I know, and that's what I'm saying. I understand what, on one hand, we think he might not be here anymore. And
Right.
that those two are involved. I get it. But on the other hand, to me, if we want to have any sort of hope, we could also think he could have left. I mean, anything's possible. I'm not going to doubt nothing. I just, I think if that was the case, yes, I believe he could survive. And I believe he could remain under the radar if he wanted to. I really do. They didn't even know that this kid was out hiding under the neighbors' cars. Chris
Right.
Proudfoot said
Right.
that. He said we
Right.
didn't know anything about it until after he went missing.
I feel like if he left and is alive, I feel like they played a part in him going somewhere because otherwise I feel like he would have took shoes but I mean then again who's to say he didn't just because they say it. They're full of shit anyway. So
Yeah. I mean, how do we know they didn't go drop him off in the middle of nowhere and say, "Hey, have a nice
right.
life"? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Because it's I feel like it's non-negotiable that they are unbothered.
Yeah. Well,
You know what I mean?
I think it's because they already didn't want to have to take care of him. They
Right.
already were looking for alternatives. And so with him being gone, they kind of got their wish. You know what I mean? So
Right.
to speak.
And I think Katie's emotion now is like it's regret more than fear or desperation, or it's like I think
Yes.
it could be real grief, but it's also shit, this is really happening. And
Yeah, well, what if they find him and then he tells the real story? Yeah, my mom didn't take me home that night. She dropped me off somewhere. Middle of
dude, if
nowhere.
that happens, I
Dropped
don't
me
know
at
if
the
I'm
bus
gonna get
station.
kicked off of TikTok or this live or whatever, but if that ever happens, like I'm going to mop the pavement with her. If
Oh,
that ever
God.
happens, like to hell with her at that point.
Girl, I think everybody would. Right, Barbara
Ain't no
Jeans.
way.
I think it could possibly be a fear of them getting caught. I really do. I mean, we don't know. There's so many possibilities. That's why I try to tell everybody every day. There's so many possibilities. Don't get hung up on one possible thing here. But I mean, I guess we'll find out. We'll find out if it's him or not.
Right.
I'm
Well,
just
I'm going to work, twin. Thank you for letting
all
me come
right.
up.
Cool. You're welcome. Thank you for coming up. Have a
Wait,
good
I
day.
don't know how to hang it up. You've got to kick me off. I don't know how.
All right, I got it. let me figure this out. Oh God, maybe I don't know how either.
Wait, hang on. Oh, I could do it. Okay. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Look, bye.
All right, love you, bye. So Lisa said bye, evil twin. Yes, it is. The video is pinned to my page, guys. The video is pinned to my page. It should be pinned to the top. There's 3 pinned videos. One of them is it. You'll see the title on the front. So that's that. Comments are getting reported in here. I got a violation. There's some. So TikTok has another new stupid comment filter. I've tried to turn it off. Let me see if yeah, it's not giving me the option. I don't know what's happening. TikTok is very sensitive. I love TikTok because I love being able to hop on here and just do these live streams, but their controls are just getting out of control. It's a little bit much. But all right, guys, that's really all I wanted to say. I mean, I had to get on here and say all that. It's very crucial. I want at least all of my people, please understand, if you see any child, okay, set your feelings aside. Set your opinions aside. If you see somebody, like Cricket said, you see somebody with that blonde hair, that brownish blonde hair, I don't care if it's long. I don't care if it's scraggly. I don't care if it's a fresh cut. I don't care if it's styled. I don't care if it's not. You see somebody with that color hair, about his height, with black square framed glasses, you need to take a picture and call it in. Thank you, Mysterious. I see you trying to work your magic over there. Like, just set your feelings aside about it because you never know. We don't know what he looks like right now. I cannot stress this enough. Yell his name, take a picture, take a video, call 911, post it. If you have direct access to any of the parents, contact them. Okay? Yes, it was exit 7 at the Valero gas station in Bristol, Virginia, which is right there on the borderline of Tennessee. Apparently, from what I'm told, this exit 7, okay, there's a Bristol, Virginia, and there's a Bristol, Tennessee. If you're in Bristol, Tennessee, and you walk down the street, you are now in Bristol, Virginia, is how it was explained to me. Okay, Cricket. So that's how it was explained to me. So it's right there. It's literally about a 4 to 5 hour drive, depending on what route you take, from Hendersonville, Tennessee to Bristol, Virginia. It's almost a straight shot. If you look at it on the map, it's almost a straight shot down the interstate. Which, if that's Sebastian, it's very possible, if he had walked that direction, or if he had hitched a ride somehow, or somebody dropped him off in that area, it's very close. It's close enough for me. Close enough for me. But that's where it is. That's where this sighting was. Hi, Christina. So that's all we can do. And I'm sure, like I said, we're going to hear a lot of people criticizing it. I don't care. I'll keep repeating myself for the folks that are coming in. I don't care if it turns out not to be him. I just care that someone checks it out. And to my understanding, Seth is on his way to check it out. So like I said, Seth Rogers got some brownie points from me today, because he actually is going out there to look. Unlike Katie Proudfoot, who already has said it's not him. And all she did was look at that grainy, fuzzy, shaky video. Why doesn't he go live a lot? I can't answer that, Melinda. Honestly, there's so many reasons why, I guess. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, she's useless. Exactly, Rhonda. I agree. Thank you, Melanie. See something, say something. That's what this person did. She saw something. She took a video. I'm not her. I can't sit here and criticize the woman for how she did it, in the way she did it. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you so much. Thank you. I can only be grateful at the fact that somebody thought this person resembled Sebastian and took a video. That's all I can say. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Nick. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Do they have any surveillance that might be more clear than her video? I would imagine that gas station most likely has cameras. I also would like to check that intersection and see if there's street cams there. Being as though it's right off of the interstate, I would imagine there might be a street cam there somewhere. Thank you, Tracy. You guys are killing it. Thank you so much. Oh, it's beautiful. It really is. Thank you. They don't seem to be streaming. It's like a snapshot or something. What do you mean, Ange? So it was posted in the group, in Layla Santinello's group last night. When I posted it, I think I posted it around 9 o'clock Eastern time. And to my understanding, the sighting occurred about an hour before I posted it. So that would have been around, we'll say 7, 8 o'clock Eastern. Yesterday. On the 8th. Ange said she's looking at traffic cams. Awesome. He was carrying Walmart bags. They should check Walmart security cameras as well. Was it Walmart bags? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what kind of bag it was. To me, it looked like one of those. It looked like one of those reusable cloth bags that you get when you go to the grocery store and you don't want to use the grocery store's bags, like the reusables. It looked like one of those to me. Yeah, that too, Cricket. Cricket said it looked like a messenger bag to me. We can only hope. To me, the walk was a little, you could tell that person kind of was on, I want to say like he was on the spectrum. So, I mean, even if it's not Sebastian, then it was definitely worth someone taking a video of. The walk was concerning. The mannerisms a little bit. How he held his arms a certain way. Now, I was a little upset because it looked like the person was starting to run across from the island to the next part of the sidewalk, and that dump truck got in the way. Totally cut it off. And I just wish we could have seen him run, because remember, they all say he kind of ran like a Naruto character. I just wish we would have been able to see his run, because he was about to run. You could see it for a split second before the dump truck and the trailer got in the way. I know, I'm blaming him too. I was cussing up a storm. I'm like, get the out of the way. I was screaming at the phone. Thank you, Ange. Let me know. Well, they were in the gas station's parking lot, and if you looked at the beginning of the video, you could see that same dump truck and trailer coming through the traffic light. And then I guess when they turned into the parking lot, they cut across that person that was sitting there filming. Yes, he sure did, Glover. He appeared as though he was taking care of himself. I agree. I think he could take care of himself, in my opinion. I do. I do think Sebastian had the capabilities to take care of himself if he needed to. And like I said, all those truck stops there, a lot of those gas stations have showers, and they have them for the truck drivers that come in. My husband, for example, when he has to go out on the road for a long period of time, occasionally has to check in and use one of those showers. Now, is it possible that maybe Sebastian's in that area and he went and asked to use one of those showers and maybe somebody felt bad for him and let him do it? Absolutely, that's possible. That's possible. Maybe that's what was in that bag. Or somehow he got some money and went and bought some things at the store. I don't know. Anything's possible. Yes, Cricket, I agree. Because you have to remember also, so Cricket said, I think Sebastian had been taking care of himself for a long time anyway, as far as food and self. So Chris and Katie said there were times where Sebastian would come home from school before they'd be off of work and he would have to take care of himself. Seth Rogers had to work sometimes 12-hour shifts while Sebastian was home alone. And he took care of himself. So why does no one think this child could be out there taking care of himself now? Would it be money? Leslie said, how would he have any money is the only thing I wonder. Who knows? Who knows? Somebody could have gave him some money. We don't know if he's with somebody. Maybe he learned to do a little work for some money. Who knows? Thank you, Shauna. Any family members that live in that area? So I know that Katie has family that lives in Virginia and North Carolina. I don't know exactly all of the areas. I know one area is Chesapeake Bay, Virginia. But that's on the other side of Virginia. That's more towards the eastern seaboard there, the coastline. So that's pretty far from Bristol. I'm not quite sure. We're going to have to look into that. We're going to have to look into Bristol, Virginia. See if there's any family connections. I know, Cricket. Where Mr. Beast lives. Bristol, Virginia is on the route. Wow, interesting. Yes, there was a possible sighting. Possible sighting. Seth is on his way to check it out. Bristol Speedway is there. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure about Mr. Beast. I don't know who that is. I'm not sure who that is. All right, guys. So I've got a lot to go get done. I know, like I said this earlier. I'm going to repeat myself one more time. I know I'm supposed to do a live today, for the Lily and Jack Sullivan case. We're supposed to go over everything. Due to this new possible sighting of Sebastian. I have been very busy this morning, putting up videos. Now I've been on this live with you guys. I'm going to say this. I wasn't expecting any of this. I may not be able to do it today. So I'm going to try, though. I have to go get some things done. I got to leave out of here in the next hour. I got some errands I got to run. After that, if I get back here and it's not too late, I will hop on and do the live. If not, I will save it for Tuesday. But I will make sure that I get some videos up for that case sometime today if I don't do the live. Sorry, that was a mouthful. But I'm going to get out of here, guys. I thank you so much for joining in. We really needed to have this meeting this morning. I hope everybody understands where I'm coming from. If you see something, say something, record, take a photo. And by all means, please keep your opinion to the side. Okay? Because just because you think that it might not be him or any child that we cover, just because you think it might not be them, doesn't mean that it isn't. Okay? We need people to stop putting their opinion in everything so much. We need more action. The only way to do that is set your opinion aside. Let the authorities and the parents decide if that's him or not. It's not up to you. It's up to them. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Thanks for joining in. Thank you so much for the gifts, guys. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.